Greetings, everyone. Happy Sunday. Today is the day that the sun rules, and the sun is currently at the 8th degree of Capricorn. We're going to be having a new moon, I believe, this morning at like early in the wee hours of the morning, like 2 a.m. So, we are in a conversation about Mercury Retrograde. This year, Mercury's final retrograde. Mercury retrogrades 3 times a year. The final retrograde was in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. Sagittarius is the energy of adventure. It's the energy that is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules the liver. It is, Sagittarius is about faith and blessings and expansion and philosophy. It's this higher, it's like the maturity of your relationship to spirit, or it's like a mature faith. It's like for me Sagittarius is really understanding how reality works, so that I am no longer just believing because I was told to. Like when I was a Christian, it was like you're just supposed to believe, right? But now I understand what I'm believing in. That's Sagittarius. I understand how the cycles work. I understand how the energies work. Or I'm learning. I'm always in a constant conversation about it because that's Sagittarius, right? And so we have Mercury, and Mercury is our mind and how we think, how we process information, the story we're telling. Today, Mercury is at the 16th degree. So Mercury usually moves about, I'm sorry, I don't want that light to flash. Mercury usually moves about a degree, sometimes 2 degrees a day. Mercury is the fastest planet in our solar system. And it's always tracking with the sun. It's always either in the same. Mercury is either always in the same sign as the sun, the one in front of it, or the one behind it. It is always with the sun, because Mercury is the mind and the sun is your essence, your identity. And the mind and the essence have to be close together in order for there to be congruence. Like, you know what I mean? So Mercury is at the 16th degree. The 16th degree is ruled by Cancer. Now, this retrograde is going to end when Mercury gets to the 22nd degree of Sagittarius. So it's at 16 now. It's its 3rd time going back, and the degree that is ruled by Cancer is about your home, your family. It's about your inner world. It's about the things that really make you who you are. Like what contributed to you becoming the person that you are. And oftentimes we don't sit back and think about this stuff, but you can't shift it if you've not been thinking about it, if you're not contemplating your own existence, your own experience, your own path. Because in your contemplation of it, you evolve, you grow, you transform, and you get to learn to make choices that are actually aligned to you. One of the things that I was very aware of when I first started this work was that my life was all because of somebody else's idea. It was like, my grandmother said I should be an attorney, so I'm going to Howard and I'm going to study politics. But that didn't have anything to do with me. The world says I should get married, so I'm constantly in pursuit of like, am I going to meet somebody? And what is love? And Christianity said I should behave this way. And all these things were ideas that were given to me. And it wasn't until I started to realize that I was deeply uncomfortable, that I was profoundly at odds with myself, because all the ways that I lived my life were not created from me knowing myself. It was from me trying to please others and trying to fit into the culture and doing what the world said was, what I believed the world said was the right thing to do. And ultimately there was so much pain and frustration and grief in my system that I was just asking questions like, what else is possible? So that's the Cancer energy. Like, what did I learn from my family? So I had to start asking these questions like, well, what is it that I learned from my family? And I remember when I used to tell myself that I felt more threatened inside of my house as a child than I ever did outside. And I grew up in Watts. Like, I grew up in what they said was like a really bad neighborhood. But I remember being like, maybe it was bad, but I felt more afraid in my home than I did on the streets in Watts, like in my neighborhood, because my home environment was so threatening to me. It was so confused and dysfunction and addiction. And as a child, I just absorbed all of that up. And so absorbing all of the toxic energy and the trauma in my family created a great deal of confusion inside of me. And so I had to go on a journey to heal myself. And so now today, I have had to recalibrate those experiences. I've had to make sense of them for me, right? I have had to understand why I went through that. What was the lesson? How did it support me? What were the challenges? And one of the things that I experienced in my childhood was feeling powerless, feeling like I could not do anything about what was going on, that I just was at the effect of everything. And that is something that I've been working with in my own world now, because it comes up for me occasionally. And it's so interesting that I'm just talking today, you guys. My refrigerator started making a sound and doing something really funky. And I was aware of it, and I started asking myself, what are you feeling right now? Because initially when my refrigerator started messing up, I just wanted to abracadabra it back into functioning. But I could feel that there was something there. And so I sat with it and I was like, what is that? And it was like, oh, I feel powerless over mechanics. Like, I feel like when something breaks down, there's nothing I can do about it. I am at the effect, at the whim of everyone else now. Like, I don't have any power over this. And it, maybe there's money concern or, warranty or all those kinds of things. And I was like, okay. And so I just sat with that feeling and just sat with it in my body and realized that it's in my gut. Like, there's a deep feeling of powerlessness inside of my gut, in my body. And it shows up in my digestion. It shows up as constipation. It shows up as being afraid of food a little bit, and things are going to hurt me. And, like, there's just this deep energy of I'm not safe and I'm at the effect of the world. And it's so profound to sit with it, because that was a constant experience of my childhood. And to be able to sit with it, to be able to name it, to be able to feel it, I'm still in the process. But even now as I'm talking about it, like, I'm trembling, like my heart is shaking, because it was such a profound experience of my childhood. And I just had to learn to function over it. And the body remembers everything. And so now in this Mercury retrograde, I have been able to uncover this deep feeling that I have been carrying all my life. And this is why we do the retrograde work, because things will get revealed when you are present to yourself and you're observing during the time that the collective cosmos is also doing it. It will shine a light on it for you. So now I have gotten to, I don't feel free from it yet, but the fact that I'm witnessing it and seeing it means that it's done. That's what y'all, like, oh my goodness, this is profound. Lord have mercy. This is really profound. So, is there anything that you are working on? Is there anything showing up? Because here's the thing, we are having a Capricorn new moon right now. We are having a Capricorn new moon right now. So, this energy, because Pluto has been moving through Capricorn for the last 16 years, this energy in Capricorn is brand new, and it's where we've had to give our authority away, where we've had to sort of surrender ourselves. So for me, 17 years ago, I had a child, and my child had a diagnosis. So I had to surrender myself to that experience, and I felt powerless. I felt so powerless, having to be with the doctors and a child that was my first child and a diagnosis. Like, I felt, ooh, Lord have mercy, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Because here is the thing that we get to do also, and I'm just sharing my full process with you. It's about being in the body. And like I said, the body keeps the score. So I have been doing every day doing a chakra meditation to get my mind and my body, because many of us live in our head. So I have been in my root, in my solar plexus, in my sacral chakra, in my heart chakra. What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? Witnessing my life and bumping up against this feeling of powerlessness, where it's like, oh, I feel like I don't know. There's nothing I can do about it. I feel helpless. I feel completely bound. And it's a subconscious feeling. It's a subconscious feeling that, because I've not addressed it, presents itself in my life because it's trying to get my attention. It's trying to show me something that I had not been ready to look at, that it's now time to look at. And it's from a childhood pattern that has shown up in my life in these ways that render me the feeling of powerlessness. And then, yesterday, I was like, okay, I'm going to just sit with it and see how it works out. So what are you working with in your own life? What's showing up for you? Mercury is starting to move much faster. Like I said, when it first turned around, it was taking like 3 days to go through 1 degree, so it was at the 9th degree for, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But now it's doing a half, so yesterday it was at the 16th degree. It's not being 24 hours in one. Oh, abandonment issues. Yes. So now Mercury is moving really fast. So yesterday I did the 15th degree. In the next couple of minutes, it's going to be at the 17th degree, which is a degree that is ruled by Leo. And so now it's starting to pick up pace, right? So we don't have as much time to sort of linger in these energies any longer. So with Leo, it's about your creativity, because the thing that happens, from these childhood patterns, what we're doing is we're undoing these childhood patterns. We're freeing ourselves from these energies, these memories that got stored in our experiences as children, that we've been repeating as adults, that we now get to come to and release ourselves from through doing our inner work. You release yourself by doing your inner work. It does not have to be hard. It could be because it's emotional, right? But it can also be something that is freeing for you. Like, however it is for you, don't judge it, right? Just allow it. And so as we unravel ourselves, then that's the alchemy. And then you get to transmute that energy into something else. And Mercury is going forward. So with Leo is the energy of the sun. It's the energy of your heart. So it's literally, if somebody didn't, if you didn't get abandoned as a child, if you didn't have molestation, if you didn't have, fear, powerlessness, if you didn't have those things, who would you be? Who would you be without those experiences that rerouted your energy? Who would you be? And all you have to do is ask the question, who would I be? Who would I be if I didn't feel powerless? What would be occurring now if I didn't feel like I was powerless, like there was something that had the best of me, that would get the best of me? Because that's Leo. Like, who would I be as a child if this experience didn't occur that confused me or harmed me or hurt me or any of that? That's how that works out, okay? Oh my God, you guys. I don't even know what to say. All right. Here's what I'll say. We have a new moon in Capricorn. And that new moon comes in the morning at like 2 a.m. If you'd like some support, if you'd like some coaching, you can go sign up for a current transit reading. The phone keeps cutting out. You can go sign up for a current transit reading at my website, healwithmoonmama.com, or, whatever. Okay. Peace and blessings, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.